Hi, Scott Bruder here. So I do show off my my Game Boy and my Easy Flash cart. I haven't gone out and gotten one of the super expensive EverDrives. This is worth about $50. But a lot of people are kind of complaining. They're like, you're not supporting your company. You're using a flash cart, and I'm like, no, I don't use the flash cart to circumvent owning a game or having to pay for it. I use a flash cart because of the ability it allows me to take a whole bunch of games with me at one time. And it allows me to modify the game ROMs for, extra quality of life features, right? Like there are a lot of people that go out there and they buy themselves, the aftermarket games, the repos, and these are garbage, right? They either, come without a battery, where like, you don't get a real-time clock, but you never have to worry about the save going away. Or, you get an aftermarket repo of some game, or even a mod. This one's Prism. And, we take a look at what's kind of going on in here. And there's a battery, but it's not a good battery. And the circuit board that's inside isn't super reliable. So you now have a game that, instead of being like a traditional Pokemon game from the late 90s, early 2000s, that will lose its save after a decade or so. Like these ones here will die in months. Like I think this cartridge actually has a dead battery, and it died within 8 months of me having it. And that sucks when you put 30 or 40 hours into a game, only for it to die. It's not a good investment to buy a cheap aftermarket cart. And of course, always look inside. Do your research on the internet, right? If your Pokemon Crystal looks like this, it's probably a red flag, and you don't want to have it. And then going back to the whole thing, like I don't support piracy. Like I went out and I hunted down long and hard all of the games for Game Boy that I like all the ones I want. And, I made sure I bought a real copy. And now I know that I don't have to worry with, playing it on my flash cart, because I have a real copy of Pokemon Crystal. And I have a real copy of, Pokemon Yellow and Gold and Silver. And what else we have? And Blue. I do have Red, but it ended up in a new shell. But yeah, that's Pokemon Red in a new shell with a new battery. But that's a legitimate board. That's not an aftermarket board. And of course, comment. Same thing goes for like Tetris, right? I love Tetris. So I made sure that, I got a copy. This one here is actually a Canadian copy. I live in Canada. Right? An official Canadian Tetris. And of course, an official Canadian 2 Tetris. I probably have an official US one, but, I felt having the Canadian one was better. Like this here, Game. This is a knockoff from China. This is a aftermarket repo. Now, when it comes to a game like Tetris, of course it's going to play, but who knows the quality, or if it's going to last, or one day it's going to die. I was burned back in the day when I first thought, cheap repos were the way to go. I had bought myself a copy of Tetris DX, and I was like, this is great. I can get a cheap copy of Tetris DX, and it'll be perfect. Well, this one has a battery in it too. Guess what? It died after a year. But I came across a good legitimate Tetris DX, and this battery is from, oh, actually, I don't know. Let's take a look together, but I'm sure that battery is from when the game came out. I don't even think it's ever been replaced. If it is legit, a legit original, we'll be able to find a date stamp on it. Use a little game bit screwdriver. Right? There's a surefire sign to know it's a legit game. It has game bit and not a little tri-wing screw. So take that out. When do we think this battery's from? Oh, it is original. 98. Right there you can see 98 dash, and then it'd be the month. But yeah, here's a battery from 1998. And because you know what, I'm in here, let's just put a voltmeter on it and find out how many volts out of this 3-volt battery still remain after 98, 2008, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's a 25-year-old battery. Originally should have had 3 volts on it, and it is 3.247 volts. Well, there you go. Right? Good high-quality batteries in a good, well-manufactured game. Good job, Nintendo. Like, we really appreciate the amount of quality hard work. Like, how much stuff do we have out there now that you feel is going to actually still be working in 25 years? I don't know. They don't build anything to last anymore. So, going back to this, you know, Tetris DX, great game. I enjoy it thoroughly. But, you know, it doesn't have the classic Tetris song. So, that's why I use my flash cart. You know? Check one of my previous videos where I talk about the ROM hack that allows this game to play the traditional Tetris music. And then, of course, other games that I play on there. Right? Zelda, make sure I have a real one. Zelda, make sure I have a real one. Like, take a look at those. I'm sure those batteries are still good. And that one's an 01. And that one is another one as well. So 2001 is when Ages and Seasons came out. Link's Awakening. And I have a Link's Awakening DX. Oh, I didn't say that right? Zelda, Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. See, someone was going to comment on that and prove me wrong. You know, since I'm in the business of opening up cartridges these days, I might as well do this as well. This one's later 90s because it's the non-DX version that came out earlier in a gray shell for the original Game Boy. This one here says 99. It says 99. Yeah. Granted, I could clean up the pins a bit. Well, still got the voltmeter out, so why not? Link's Awakening DX from 1999. Original battery. And we have, does anyone want to place a bet? You know, pause the video now and bet. I'm going to say at least 2.5 volts. Oh my gosh. It is dead. So I will have to replace it. But I have a bunch of new lithium-ion batteries. Are they lithium-ion? No, they're just lithium. Lithium dime cells with the tabs. Or, you know, we can go as far as to install a little battery holder in there. But that's a video for another day. Let's put this back together. So, I really wanted to just kind of make this video to tell everybody that I don't just download ROMs and ROM hacks. I make sure that I actually contribute to the industries that I enjoy. Same thing goes, like, you know, from time to time I've paid after getting a game, and I'm like, you know, this is good. There's some value here. So I've gone forward and gave them money or a donation because I feel like, you know, it's people contributing to these communities, right? These game developers, these indie houses that go out and actually, you know, make these systems great. So if anyone has any questions or questions the legitimacy of any of my games that I use and play day in and day out, let me know. Comment. Are there any games in your collection that, you know, if you could buy it, you would? You know, it'd be great if anyone here in the community is able to kind of, you know, help connect people with those games that that they've been looking for a long time. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in the future.